Hello my fellow book nerds. In this video I want to dive into my winter reading list. I'm like super excited for this list for some reason. Because I am starting my final semester for school. I'm so happy with this. I'm going to be done with school. It's going to be over with and I get to do, well, not whatever I want, but pretty much work on whatever I want and not forced on certain things. But my point, my last few classes, there's 4. 2 I'm not looking forward to, but the other 2 I actually am. Like this never happens, like shockingly. But okay, the classes that I'm taking one is a Jane Austen class where you go into all of her, well, not all of her books, but some of her books and everything behind them. It's just going to be so interesting and I'm going to love it. And then this other one, I was actually supposed to take African Encounters, but the class was full, so I couldn't take it. So I ended up going to this other class, which is from, like, the title I believe is From Hansel and Gretel to the Hunger Games. And I thought the title was very interesting and I'm like, let's see what this class is about. So I'm excited. I looked at all the books that I need to read and I'm loving it. Plus, for the new year, I got this little book when I went to the Grand Canyon. If you didn't know, I went to the Grand Canyon and I got this little book and it says books I've read, a reader's journal. So I kind of want to fill it in for this year. And there's about, I believe, 52. No, there's probably like 68. But I'm going to guess I'm going to read about 50 books this year. So I'm going to fill this in with those 50 books. So on my reading list have to have enough so I could fill in this book. So I have started the reading list and let's jump right into it because this was a very long intro. But before we do, please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below and let me know what's on your winter reading list or for the New Year's. I'm super excited to read all these books. I love books, so I can't wait to read all these. So let's jump right into it. First off, I've already ordered a bunch of books and none of them are here yet because it's Christmas season and it's going to take a long time. But hopefully they're here before class starts. But I'll just tell you about them. So for the Jane Austen books, I am going to end up reading Emma, Persuasion, and obviously Pride and Prejudice. Those 3 books are like a must for Jane Austen. Though I've heard that Persuasion isn't that great, I love Emma and I love Pride and Prejudice. I already read those and I'm so happy to read them again. And I don't actually have to purchase those books. I bought this like massive book a long time ago with all the books in it. And it also includes Sense and Sensibility, which I haven't read. But I had the 4 classic Jane Austen books here and I don't have to buy those. And I was so happy about that because you know how expensive books can be. So I'm happy just to have this. But look at look at that. Oh my goodness, this is going to be, reading Jane Austen can be interesting and can be kind of hard to read at times. So I'm going to read a bunch of classics as well. And one of those classics is Alice in Wonderland. I've never read that book. I watched the movie. I actually hated the movie when I was little. The Cheshire Cat honestly creeped me out. He was, the smile and all that. He really creeped me out when I was little. I was really young. So I'm going to dive into the book now and see how that works out. Hopefully I like it. It's very famous, so I'm guessing it must be good. There's a lot of books in here. And let me pick up my laptop so I don't completely forget the names of these. Very bright. Okay, so there's a lot of books like fables and myths, and I love those stories and all that, so I can't wait to dive into them. So let me just read them off the bat, if I can pronounce them. D.L. Lair's Book of Greek Myths, Hard Facts of the Grimm's Fairy Tales, Fables Volume 1, Legends in Exile, already sounds cool, Original Folk and Fairy Tales of Brothers Grimm, and I believe that is it. Yes, that is it for those. So those are like the 4 fairy tale typey books that I need to read. I ordered them, some are really short, and one of them was severely expensive, but I'm kind of interested in getting into like the fables and all that. I've read fables before, like even when you're little you always read, they introduce you to those stories like the fox and no, sorry, the hare and the turtle, the race, the anthill and the ant and the grasshopper, you know, all those little ones. And I'm guessing these dive deep into some more longer fables that are just so interesting. And Greek myths, I love Greek. I love their stories, so I'm gonna love that book so much. At least I hope so. Okay, another book for that weird Hansel and Gretel class is Sandman by Neil Gaiman. So I've read some of Neil Gaiman's work before and I've loved most of them. I believe I did not like American Gods. A lot of people loved that book, but I didn't love it. So I'm hoping I'm gonna like Sandman. I've heard that it's a great book. And I love his writing. Just the American Gods was just not for me. But I love his writing in general, so let's see if I like Sandman. I really hope so. I have to read it anyway, so this is going to be interesting. So I believe I finished all the ones that are for the classes. So now these are ones that I chose because I needed 12, I believe it's 12 books, yes, 12 books for the 3 months of the winter season. So I have the 52 books that I want for the whole year. So I added some of my own. I wanted at least 2 self-help books. So I've been dying to read this book. It's High Performance Habits by, I forgot his name. I forget all the writers' names. I'll put them here. But anywho, this book I've heard is amazing, and Brendan Burchard, that's his name. I love him. I think he is an amazing motivational speaker, and he does do amazing research to help people reach the life that they want and get the habits that they need. So this book was very fascinating to me when it came out, and I just haven't been able to pick it up, so it's time to pick it up. Also, Thinking Fast and Slow. If I sound weird, I don't know why. When I'm cold, I get like a runny nose, so I'm kind of cold right now. But whatever. Thinking Fast and Slow. I don't remember the writer, but it's a massive book. I remember that. I saw it at Barnes & Noble. So I'm very interested in reading that book as well. They say it helps you learn how to focus and also, well, a bunch of things really. So it's pretty much learning how your brain works. So I'm fascinated by this book as well. Okay, so I read the 5th season, so now I want to read the next book for that, which is I can't say the word, the Obelisk Gate. Obelisk. I believe that's how you say it. I want to read that book as well, so I'm super excited with it. And maybe if I get really into the series, I will read the 3rd one as well. It's a trilogy, so we'll see. Okay, like I said in my YA book video, I am going to read more YA books. I don't know why. I love YA. So I'm going to start reading To All the Boys I Loved Before. We'll see. I love the movie. For some reason I have this thing that I don't want to read it, but I do. So I'm going to grab it, pick it up, maybe like at a library or something, not buy it, and see if it's worth the hype. I'm pretty sure it is, but we'll see. Okay, and 2 more. And I wanted another YA book. And I was searching through like a bunch of books, and some of them I just didn't like. I didn't like the idea of it. So I came around this one, and it's called House of Dragons. House of Dragons. I love dragons, so that already caught my attention right away. But it's like 5 people fighting for the throne, so I thought that was interesting. Though it says it has 5 points of view, or like, that's hard to, like 5? Like Rick Riordan pulled off 4, I believe. So 5. And I think I also read that they were short. So I don't know how they're gonna pull this off, but I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. So I found that all that interesting, so I want to see how the writer did it, and hopefully it's a good story. Hopefully. Okay, and the last one, I believe that's number 12. Let me make sure. Yes, okay, number 12. I wanted a children's classic, like those simple books that you just love. And I actually never read this book, shockingly enough. Kind of like Charlotte's Web. I never read Charlotte's Web. One day I'll read that one. But right now I want to read Stuart Little. and it's a cute little chapter book that I just want to dive into. I think it's cute and adorable, and I love the movies. I don't see why not, and I wanted to read more children's books too, just, you know, a simpler read, right? You know, because all these other books are pretty, some of them are pretty hard to read, so I want a simpler book where I don't even have to think. Like, I read one that's called Ramona the Pest, and it's a children's book, and it is so cute, and it was the easiest thing to read. I read it in like 2 days, 3 days, I don't remember, but it was really cute and simple, and yes, definitely for children like 6, 7, 8-year-olds, but really, really cute. And if you want to learn storytelling, and especially if your main characters are kids, read children's books. So anyway, that is my winter reading list. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you are reading. Put that in. Let me know what you are reading for winter, and let me know, because I need to add more books for the rest of the year. I haven't chosen the whole year yet, but I do really want to fill this in and see if I can. It's gonna be interesting and a lot of reading, but I love it, so it should be easy-ish. Not gonna toot my own horn yet, but let's see. Okay, but thank you for watching, and please like this video, subscribe, because that really does help my channel. Hit the little bell, because we need to hit that little bell, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.